Protection is the avenue that keeps the business growing. So today we're going to talk about exit strategy and contingency plan. I'm Marlene Foster with Empower the Vision. And again, today I'm going to give you some strategies that you can actually add to your business today. How many of you have a protection plan in place, an exit strategy? And an exit strategy is stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's creating something that in the event you do have, if a disability were to occur or death occurs, also, you already have a plan in place. Contingency is your backup plan. It's plan B. What do you have in place in the event that does occur? I'm going to start first with you. You are the foundation of the business. So you have to look at mental health, your physical health, and also look at, again, the business itself. How healthy is your business? If you were to not just become ill, but just decided that you wanted to take some time off from the business, if you decided that you needed to travel in order to in order to create other opportunities for the business, what do you have in place that protects the business so that you can move forward in your business, and the business continues to operate if you're not there? What do you have in place for the family? Family protection, that's life insurance. Have your life insurance created, have it in place. Have a disability plan, because most of the time nowadays for business owners, I'm seeing more disability cases than I am death. So with disability, that means that you still have what? Income coming in. There's still income coming in. And if you do it the right way, there could be income coming in that also pays the bills of the business. You want to know more about that? Reach out, talk with me, and I will tell you one-on-one exactly how you can do it. One-on-one, ways to protect your business with a disability plan, so that if you've got employees, if you have a brick and mortar, you can pay for the business. You can pay for the coverage there. Okay, and again, you got children and you're looking at college planning, putting college planning in place for them. You set that up for them. And if something that happens where they decide to maybe take another route, okay, then of course you can then stop that coverage. If you get more than one child, that plan can be used for another child. Let's look at employees. Employee exit strategy. An exit strategy, again, is your stepping outside, right, of your comfort zone. That's what it truly is. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm telling you, the simpler term is just being able to step out. And when you look at your employees, you're looking at those who represent you, right? And so if you've got employees that you're now training for succession, you got them on the road to plant. They're stepping up and taking the roles. If somebody has to step out for business purposes, if someone has to, I don't know, if they become ill, if sickness is the problem, or if a disability occurs, you've got someone already in place, ready to step into their shoes, right? Now, look at the contingency plan. Now, what if you got them ready to step into their shoes, correct? But what if something happens where it's more long-term? Is that person skilled enough? Are they ready to take a long-term now position, being there, stepping out of where they've been working and now stepping into a much higher, a more productive role? Think about contingency. The contingency is always be ready just in case. Step one, if number one doesn't work, what do you have in place for two? Now, what I would recommend when you are training employees for succession planning, always alternate. Have maybe 5. As if you got 5 employees, alternate all five of them in the role. Alternate, and that way, if one is not there, because what do you do if your succession, the person that's supposed to take the succession role, what if they become ill? What if they become disabled? What if death occurred? Or what if they terminated employment? You always have to be ready. So you've got a succession plan in place, and you've got 5 employees, 5 of them who are skilled, competent, ready to move forward, right? And one of the one that you feel is the top a person, something happens. Now you won't have to just get all stressed out. You got someone ready to step up into that role, and that person could continue to be trained by someone else that's on executive role. So always have a backup for yourselves. One, take care of yourself, right? Always take care of self. Have some type of mental health program in place, at the job, so that you and employees can benefit from it. And also think about your family. Think about the family and the type of planning you need in place. Estate planning. Your estate planning needs to be ready. Your exit strategy is almost similar to a wheel. It's getting things in place so that if something occurs, you don't have to say, uh-oh. It won't be an uh-oh. You're ready. Stay ready, okay? So we talked about self. We talked about your family. We talk about employees. And with the employees, again, you will have, what if you decided that you wanted to just leave the company? I mean, not that the company's not doing well, but you decide you just want to leave because you've got side hustles, which I will talk about that today. Side hustles that help to protect your business as well. You got something on the side that you're doing, but it's not the priority like the business is, but you enjoy it a lot more than you do the business. What happens now? Now, if you've got a partnership in place, you can now do insurance on one another to actually, so one person actually leaves the business or somebody dies or becomes disabled, you've got those shares can now be transferred to what? The other partners. And the family, if a death occurs, the family receives what? The payment from the life policy. They receive the payment for those shares. So just keep in mind again about what can happen again within your business with the succession. The succession again is just it's a strong way to keep the business moving forward. You can even use it in a family business, like in my family. We had a family business, and my grandmother became ill unexpectedly, and there was no one ready and prepared to step into the role and take over the business. So the business had to be liquidated. When you're looking at an exit strategy, it's not just about closing your doors. It's not just about closing. It's closing one opportunity that's maybe better and then opening up another opportunity. Shutting, like for instance, we talked about the succession plan. If one person is in place and they're not doing, maybe they're sick or something happened, you've got somebody else in place, an alternative who can step into their shoes and step right on in place. 5 individuals, okay? Now, when we look at succession in a family, and that's a little bit sometimes more challenging, but you still have a family member that can now step in, and you can have whatever documentation needs to be completed, have all of that ready. Let's see if you've got for the employee part of it. What if you have employees who want to purchase the business? I've seen many businesses where employees are stepping in and taking that role. They're stepping up and taking it. So stop and consider. Your exit strategy is sitting down and thinking about what is, anticipating who could actually step into your role. Always think about it. Your business needs to be interdependent. They need to be dependent on one another. The business needs to operate exclusively without your having to be there. Because when you get ready to sell, you're talking about an exit strategy where you're going to sell the business. If I were going to buy or purchase your business. I want to know that that business can run itself without you. Think about you. If you're looking at purchasing a company, why would you want to purchase a business that still needed the leadership in place? And they're leaving the business. That business needs to be strong and vibrant and in place without you having to be there. Create a strong foundation in your business. Your exit strategy can truly work wonders for you when you can leave and go and even build a business even further. Or if you want to go on vacation, you're not worried because you know the business is being taken care of. Now, think about the pandemic. The pandemic transformed a lot of our businesses, didn't it? The pandemic, a lot of businesses shut doors. Some shut their doors completely. So they didn't have any plan at all of reopening the business. They just transformed. And a lot of them, some transformed, but some just shut their doors. Then there were those who placed the business online. Online businesses. That's what you see going on today. And then again, there was some that shut that. Then there's some again that shut their doors completely. Some went online, online business. And but right now, even with me, I was a person who sold. I sold face to face. I was meeting face to face. And then when the pandemic hit, I had to transform my business completely. So transformation, all of us had to do that, right? Transforming your business. That was important for all of us. And today, when you're looking at an exit strategy, you should always, with consistency, think about ways that you can continue to innovate and change your business. Change it. Start off with one plan in place. Again, if you're in a partnership and you've got 3 partners there and all of them are doing they have 3 different expertise in that partnership. One of them decides to terminate. They decide to leave, go and do something else. You need to have some type of plan in place where the person that's leaving can receive a benefit and the other 2 will receive the shares of the person who's leaving. You can do what's called a buy-sell agreement. A buy-sell agreement helps you, and that's through life insurance. A life insurance coverage where you can now, the person who leaves can leave, and you can even have it set up where the life insurance is more like a retirement plan for them, because you can get retirement plans set up with life insurance. I've done it for years. Life insurance can be used to implement retirement. You can have a retirement set up through there. So that person can leave with their retirement plan already in place. It's already there. And then the rest of the shares are then split between the partnership who are left behind. Now, with the pandemic, I ask you today, how many of you again have an exit strategy? How many of you have a protection plan in place? And the more people that I've spoken with about exit strategies, first of all, they don't know what it is, but you know now, and it is a strategy that has you to do what? I said, to step out of your comfort zone, create a plan that in the event one particular instance, if something occurs, then you got something already in place that protects you. You have a protection there, just like if you were in a partnership and one of the partners left, you got a protection in place. So if somebody left, you're protected. And then what if one person left and then following that person, another person left? A contingency plan. And the contingency is that you already have coverage on one of them, right? And now you've got to now turn around and the other person's leaving, but you do have the coverage there. But the only option you got now is to find someone who can do what? Step into their shoes, that expertise. That occurs how? Through succession planning. The training should be already taking place. training in each one of your roles. If you're in a partnership, each one of you should have some type of training with somebody within the business or someone that you've met that's outside of the business who can actually step up and step in and be able to take that person's role. But the more independence you can show with your business, the more credible you become, and the more other businesses will start to look at you and maybe even wonder about purchasing your business because they see how strong you are. Business protection comes when you can show how credible you are and the strength of your business, which also has to do with what your employees, the employees. The strength of your business also comes about with customers. Your customers must know and believe that you have their backs. Honesty, transparency, authenticity is so important in your business with your customers because when they know, if they have an idea that something's going on and you don't tell them, or if you tell them that what's occurring and what's happening in place of it, they don't have to sit now and worry about you and have to worry about a backup plan of their own because they see you've already got everything in place and it's being taken care of. So if somebody's getting ready to leave, let the customers know, look, this is our new, this is someone who will be coming and they will be in place of the other individual. And this is what their expertise is. And this is what they're going to add to the business. This is what they're going to add. So just be very boastful and happy and just courageous and tell them what's going on. Tell them, don't let them hear from someone else. Be honest with your employees, your customers. Let them know what's going on within the company. Let them know what's going on in the business. Tell them, and also reinforce your protection also with your customers by inviting them to get to know other individuals who are working within the business, who can actually formulate relationships with them. Don't just have one person seeing a customer. Have at least 5. I love the number 5. Have at least maybe 5 individuals whom they can meet. Let them meet more individuals who work within your business. And as a leader and as an executive, I believe you should reach out to them. Reach out. Hello. Hello, Marlene Foster. I'm I'm the executive, of the company, and I'm calling because I just wanted to say hello to you today. They would be shocked to hear from you. Pick up the phone and say hello. Say hello, get a feel, because they may tell you something that they're not telling your employees. Pick up the phone, reach out, call them. I wanted to talk to you about someone who lives here in the city with me that I'm really hurtful about their death, but I'm proud that I had a chance to connect with them through business. And I've had a chance to connect with them, first of all, as an employee, as a small business, owner. I had a chance to really see just how credible this business has grown. Okay, and that's Fred Smith with FedEx. I guess you know that he's deceased now. He died about a week ago. But Fred Smith, when I think of Fred, it's not just Federal Express, but I was an employee there and I saw what the business consisted of. I saw how well he reached out to take care of the employees, the employee retention that was there. People stayed. They stayed with FedEx. I believe right now people are probably being maybe laid off in some areas, but nobody really just left there unless you just that you had to leave. I worked there part-time. So when I left, it was because my business was taking off. It was growing. But I didn't leave because I felt that I was being, treated unfairly. That didn't happen because I actually had an injury while I was there. While I was there, I was injured, and they took good care of the injury. They called, they checked on me, and everything went fine. And I returned, back to the job. But today, when I look at FedEx, which is now worth what, 56 billion, a 56 billion-dollar company started off with a man who actually saved FedEx from bankruptcy. Did you know that Fred Smith saved FedEx from bankruptcy? He saved with a contingency plan, because if not, if he hadn't have had that contingency plan in place, FedEx would not be in existence today. But what he did is he took 5,000. You want to read this? You go and research him. $5,000, and he actually went and he gambled. He gambled and came up with the money, the funding that was needed to protect his business, protect FedEx. And now today, I'm happy also to see that FedEx, as you know, does grants for small businesses. FedEx is a strong community awareness. They help nonprofits. FedEx is all over the world. They're well known all over the world. There's no part of the world that doesn't know about FedEx, and especially here in Memphis. He grew up here. I read that Fred had some type of a bone disorder, something that occurred when he was younger, and sort of was paralyzing for him. And he got over that illness at age 10. So Fred has been through challenges, although he's from a well-to-do family, but he's been through his share of challenges, and he survived and he made it. And when I think of him, I have good memories of him, truly good memories. And I wanted to also mention Muhammad Ali. And you know about the boisterous, the bold, the courageous Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali had an exit plan. He was actually told that he had to do what? He had to serve in the military. In Vietnam War, he had to become a military man. And I read the other day that he went down to the place where most of them, your name is called, right? They're calling you, letting you know that it's time for you to get, be enrolled. Muhammad Ali stepped up and said that I'm not going. I will not be going to the Vietnam War. And so they told him that you want to do what? He lost his title. He was fined $10,000 and the possibility of being placed in prison. So he said that it was because of his religion. Muhammad decided he would go to court, and the Supreme Court did see in favor of Muhammad Ali. They saw in favor of him, and so he was, that was released, and he then turned around and was able to what? To box again. I'm saying to you that when you look at the lives of these prominent individuals, they had true struggles. They started off maybe with one type of plan. Muhammad Ali was a boxer, and all of a sudden he was told that he had to what? He had to enroll in the Vietnam War. He had to go. And they said that there was no way around it. He lost because of it. He lost his title. He lost his belt. And it still worked out for him. He didn't give up. And neither did Fred Smith. He didn't give up. I also want to speak of a female. I want to speak of Bessie Coleman, whom I love to talk about. Bessie was told that by her brothers that there were females who were pilots in France. And she said, she said, how can I do that here? They said, you can't do that here. Women cannot. Women, especially women of color, cannot become pilots in the United States. You can't do that. You can't do it. So they bragged and they made fun of her and just all sorts of, how family can be, how siblings are. And so she, some sort of way, got the funding. There was a funding done within the Black community. She was sent to Paris, France. Paris. That's where she actually acquired her license. She just didn't acquire a license. She acquired an international pilot's license. And she returned to the United States as a pilot. You see what she did? Her exit, Her exit, and your exit again is what? To exit one plan and to improve upon that plan or transform the plan completely. That's what exit strategy is as well. It's not just leaving the business, but it's transforming and changing plans that you have in place. She changed the plan because if she stayed here, she never would have become a pilot. She left, came back, and she was a pilot here in the United States before she died. No, she did die. In what one of her, she was actually practicing for uh, a flight. She was the passenger on that flight and fell from the plane and died. I ask you today, how can you start off, first of all, like as I was telling you, start off with yourself in your business. Start off with a plan that you can do today that helps to reinforce you, makes you stronger, less stress. Let me tell you, first of all, something that I'm doing. Okay, I have a book that I'm writing, 500 Moments of Discomfort. And what I do, and it doesn't take long to do this, I get up every morning and I do steps in place. I do 500 steps. It doesn't take you long to do it. It won't take long to do 500 steps, but that's what I do. And you have to find something that you can enjoy doing and something that is going to bring discomfort now. After a while, it will. But think of something you can do exercise wise that you can do each day. Doesn't have to take a lot of time, but exercise will help with stress. It'll help you. Or if you want to go outdoors and walk. Okay, if you just want to do stretches, I do stretches as well. Back stretches, neck stretches. Also, exercise your face. Exercises. If you look at Dr. Mandel on YouTube, he actually gives you exercises for your face. Stretch your face so that you can get rid of that stress. Stretch it. Okay. Look at your family. Look at the family and look at also make sure you got, is there something that protects the mortgage? If something happens to you, you're disabled or something happens and you're at home, look at how you can protect the mortgage on the home. Look at how you can get payment, receive payment if you become disabled. Get some disability coverage. Have some coverage in place. Okay. And look at your employees. Succession planning is part of an exit strategy. You know what succession plan is? It is a contingency plan. Contingency. If you want to really think of contingency, look at the exit strategy. First of all, is putting someone thinking about how you can now what exit is making different changes, making improvements that you can do within the business, right? What can you do there within your business in order to exit? You're exiting and you're increasing the benefit of something, increasing the benefit that's something that's already in place. Succession goes underneath the exit because it's something now that you're doing that's adding to what you're already doing. You're adding to what's already in place. So the exit right now in the business may be that you're everybody, all employees, even executive level, are doing different types of skill sets to improve communication. Okay, that's an exit strategy because you're now starting at one level, and once you finish a course or once you've gone into maybe a lunch and learn within the business, you're now much more powerful than you were previously. And then the contingency comes when the succession plan is in place because now there are new individuals who are being trained to take over someone else's role in the event that they are no longer present in your business. If you're looking at these three avenues, if you have questions, if you have more concerns about it, if you would like to speak with me further about it, I will be more than happy to work with you. You can reach out to me in the comments section, or just look under the connection. If you're looking on YouTube, you can also, I will put my information so that you can reach out to me, but start doing something today. Start first with yourself, put something in place for you. Second, the family, and third, okay, employees. All right. And if you want to go on to customers, that's great. That's wonderful. But start first with those three areas of an exit strategy that you can now, that the kind of benefit you've now got in place, what kind of improvements can be made to it, and also what type of transformation can be done to create something totally new, something brand new for you, the biz, for you, your family, and the business, the employees. Okay, so great seeing all of you today, and hoping that you'll be coming back next Thursday, because I'm going to continue to speak of different ways how you can reinforce an exit strategy so you can create a greater business protection. Thank you for being here with me today, and enjoy a great day.